Brandon, it's Brian Kenny. Congratulations on the season.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you on here, Brandon. We mentioned you again, even at the top of the show. Mentioned even in a reset year where you had a lot of rookies playing for you, you win 100, win the division, but you do lose in the division series. So I'm wondering, how do you and how does your organization view that season?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, having to separate it into two portions of obviously having a successful regular season, a lot of turnover, a lot of new faces, but, you know, guys playing really great together. It was a tremendous clubhouse watching those guys day in and day out pull for each other. And, you know, Dave Roberts did an amazing job with that group. And then, you know, we got to the DS and we just did not play well. And obviously our goal each and every year is to win a World Series, and we didn't accomplish that this year. So, like, the postseason was not something that we view as being favorable, obviously, and wish we would have gone deeper and made a deeper run, but we didn't. But looking back at the regular season, we're very proud of our guys.
Yeah, no, Brendan, you guys are state of the art. Yet when you lose, and now you're not alone, right? Braves also lost early last year. It was the Mets. It was you guys. It was, you know, teams lose in the first round. How much of that do you say, hey, look, we're rolling the dice, or how much can you try to control that? Is that a controllable thing?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously going to look back at everything we did during the year and how we prepared for the postseason and take a look at that and try to continue to improve. But part of it is just the nature of the playoffs, and you have to figure out how to play well during that series and maximize each and every piece to be ready to go. So we didn't do that. We didn't perform well, but it doesn't mean that, you know, we won't reflect and continue to push and just accept that, you know, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, Brandon, just coming off the World Series, like, it seemed like, especially being there and day to day, to see the full staffs of each club and how much game planning there is and how much, like, spy versus spy stuff is going on. And I thought about Craig Breslow, Chris Getz, hired as heads of baseball ops. Chris Young just won a World Series for Texas. You played in the major leagues as well. A lot of former players now in the executive suite. Is that part of it, where, like, no game planning and adjusting to game planning, pitching attack, hitting attack? Is that part of it why a lot of ex-players are now in your position?
I'm not sure. I think, like, that's a really impressive group of guys you just named who were super bright and had, you know, great careers. So I think it's constantly about taking a look at the whole organization and how everybody's working together and just making sure that, you know, everybody has that goal and vision. And those guys are obviously extremely bright and have backgrounds that are helpful for roster construction or relaying messages. So I think there are, you know, teams that have that and teams that don't, that have been successful on both sides. So it's a really cool group, you know, that have been successful, and, you know, looking forward to continue to interact with those guys.
Yeah, other side of things, Pete Bendix did not play Major League Baseball, former Rays GM, just named president of baseball ops of the Marlins. You played for the Rays, though. We have Rays all over front offices these days. Was there a mindset or a method of operation that you got from being there? What is it about the Rays?
Yeah, I mean, I think from when I was playing to now, they do such a great job of maximizing players and getting the most out of them and having them understand strengths to go out and execute at a high level. And that, you know, permeated the organization. And you've seen, you know, the tree from that group get out and have success in other organizations. So I think it's a testament to that org, how they can continue to keep winning while also losing really good people. Does
it feel different when you're there? Like, or like, is this thinking more? Is it like being in Oakland A when in the Moneyball days, or what is it exactly?
I mean, for me, it was great because I had come over. It's all I knew of the big leagues, and they were, you know, relaying information and using you in areas where you're going to have success. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think, you know, at the end of the day, players just want to win, and the goal is to win a World Series. And those things marry when you're performing at your top level. That's good for the team. It's good for you. It creates more wins. So I think they've done a really good job of that and continue to do so.
Brandon, let me ask you a business question. Clayton Kershaw announced he's had shoulder surgery. He's going to miss part of the upcoming year. He's a free agent, too, but he's a longtime Dodger. How do you approach him?
Yeah, I think for Kersh, it's, continuing to talk with him, and I know he's going to have conversations with Ellen, and he's earned the right to take his time and make a choice, and, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. So we'll be in touch, and, we'll see how things play out.
All right, so you're interested in, what's your level of interest? He's interested in coming back for you. What's your level of interest?
Yeah, that's remained, that's unwavering that, Kersh is a Dodger, and that's how we view him. But, ultimately that is something that is a choice that's very personal. And, if Kersh wants to be back, we'll be more than welcoming.
Okay. You guys were 5th in payroll this year. Obviously, you've been number 1 before. Level of aggression this offseason?
I think each and every year for us, it's trying to figure out what our holes are and putting together a team that's going to be championship caliber. And that doesn't change this year. And there's obviously, like every year, a bunch of really talented players out on the market that will explore and exhaust all avenues to put the best team out there.
All right, so I'm saying, I guess, level of weight on the accelerator. Or are you like where you were? You have lots of rookies playing for you, pitching for you. Do you like the slower path, or do you throw it down this year?
No, I think it's each and every year is different, and it's kind of seeing how things play out. But our goal is to win a World Series this year and continue to put ourselves in position to win moving forward. And we don't know how that's going to play out. It's very much how the market plays over the coming weeks and months. And, the one thing that has remained constant here is that we're going to put the best team possible that we can out there with the goal of winning a World Series.
Well, you guys certainly set the standard. I know, Brandy, a stick and move on me. You're moving, staying away, keeping the jab, keeping me at bay, but I understand. Brandy, congratulations. Outstanding year. We look forward to seeing you go to work here in the offseason.